Hi, welcome to Laura's View and Tarot Tube. I am so glad you're here. Today's date is Thursday, October 3rd, 2024. We're going to be looking at a humanitarian response that has occurred in the wake of Hurricane Helene, the weather manipulated storm that caused devastation in several of our United States this past week. Rescue efforts and humanitarian efforts have been somewhat impeded by, no surprise, federal authorities who've been turning back people trying to come in and help, who have been uh, wanting only authorized and vetted vendors to be providing help. And again, it's just a logistic nightmare that's uh, been awful. There are wonderful and many stories of people that are trying to help on an individual personal basis. I've seen footage of people using their own heavy duty machinery to rebuild roads. I've read, unfortunately, about a man who was using his own helicopter and flying into airspace that wasn't restricted to do rescues, and he was told he'd be arrested if he continued. That makes me sad. But there's only so many avenues that can be thwarted, and evil only has a short time for shenanigans. Well, there's another option out there, and I've explored, and I think this is genuine, and I'll share why. There is an organization called Mountain Mule Packers. They have a website. They're also on Facebook. They've got updates that are going on Twitter, and they are preparing a backpack of a pack train of mules to go into areas that are not accessible yet by, for one reason or another, including shenanigans, and taking supplies in. I will have in the video description box a number of links to them. And one includes the Michelle Toberer's Venmo, where you can make a donation to their efforts if you want to. I did, and it does seem to be legitimate, so I'm not trying to steer you wrong. The mule packers training apparently is even extended sometimes to military members. So they've been in operation for quite a few years. You're going to see, if you follow any of these links that I gave you, the video footage of the pack train is from 2016. It doesn't mean that they're not doing something today. That was the most glitzy footage they had. And so that's what CNN and other major news outlets that are reporting on this are using, that older footage. But it doesn't mean that it's a scam, that they're not doing it now, because there's updates happening almost by the hour of how they're getting mules ready to go in and provide some much needed supplies and help to stranded individuals and areas that don't have their usual access routes. So I wanted to do a read about them. I wanted to just bring them to your attention. I hope you follow some of the links that will be in the video description box. And let's just ask the universe for insights and information about this organization, Mountain Mule Packers, okay? And their ranch and their efforts. So we're just going to ask for insights and information about them. If it turns out I'm wrong about them, the cards will tell us. But I think we're going to get a confirmation that if you're looking for ways that people are thinking outside the box and trying to help fellow Americans or help fellow humans, this may be an option you want to consider, because I did. Okay, so I'm going to switch the camera. You can watch me work with the cards, and we will get insights and information about this rather unconventional but return to the past type of rescue effort and humanitarian aid effort. So we are looking for insights and information about the Mountain Mule Packer Ranch, located in North Carolina. So this occurred right in their own home territory, not like in 2016 when they had to ship out to California. And let's get some insights and information about this group and what they're doing. Okay, our first card is the Ten of Cups, then the Three of Cups, The Ace of Wands. We're getting great cards here, guys. They're legit. They're absolutely legit. Then we have the Knight of Wands. Looking ahead, we've got the Wheel of Fortune, the Hermit, and interestingly, the Four of Swords. Okay, let's take a look at these cards in the context of the read. So this ranch and that enterprise is indicated by the Ten of Cups. It doesn't get better than that. They're very family oriented. They're trying to do things out of the goodness of their heart and help out here. I mean, I'm sure they appreciate the donations and the publicity, but their hearts are in the right place. Absolutely. And like I said, they're feeling pretty gratified at the response they're getting. They are getting some media time. I did find some articles that were not just on Twitter, but also CNN, People Magazine has got something on their website about them. So they're getting some notice and some support because a lot of regular Americans, including myself, are frustrated at the way efforts to help, groundswell efforts, are thwarted and even discouraged. So we want good guys to help good guys. Okay, Ace of Wands. I didn't have a yes or no element to the question, so this is just giving us a thumbs up that, yeah, their hearts are in the right place and they're ready to take action. And if you go on Twitter, you'll see they've got some updates where they're actually going in. Knight of Wands, kind of interesting. We got a horse showing up here. Not that mules are horses, but the supplies are going in using mules. And the Knight of Wands, white hat character, again, kind of a thumbs up on aim and direction for this enterprise. Looking forward, they are going to make a difference. The Wheel of Fortune showing up here for them. So there's people that are going to help. You know, it may be a drop in the bucket, but they are going to make a difference. They've also got a little bit of divine or even maybe off-world support. And so you can't get better than that. You know, when God's got your back, everything falls into place one way or the other. There is some information about what's going on with them that is not being disclosed right now, and it just may be information about where they're planning to go off-road, because rescue and relief efforts have been thwarted when they're not from, you know, the FEMA. And so that may be some of the information that's being kept from us, because I'm not worried that it's about their aims, ambitions, or what they're doing with donations. Not at all. Let's get two more cards and see if there's additional insights. Again, these will be less important and impactful than these two insight cards, and they are for the near future. The Emperor, they are going to get noticed by the white hat of all white hats. And another reassuring card with the Six of Cups, which is just talking about, you know, reconciliation, the care and love for little ones. It's evidenced so much in these cards here. So if you want to follow those links, like I said, I'll put one in. And when you see that one that shows a scan thing for Michelle Toberer, that is apparently the official means. And if you read the links, there was a second one that they had listed. So there's more than one option to help them, but don't end up looking for them somewhere else and getting caught up in scams that try to divert funds for nefarious reasons, because scammers are many. Let's recap. I, like many of you, have been reading about rescue and relief efforts that have been thwarted and blocked by federal relief agencies that want to do it all or man things. So they're turning back relief efforts. They're even threatening those who are trying to provide a service at no cost with jail time. It's horrible. So I thought, hey, you know, let's look at some of the every situation like this has some unsung heroes or softly sung. And one of them that's getting a little bit of traction, and I thought possibly reliably so, was the Mountain Mule Packer Ranch in North Carolina, who are heading up a pack team to go into inaccessible areas and bring some food, water, and other supplies to people that desperately need it. And again, there'll be links for that in the video description box. We asked the universe for just insights and information about them. Again, like I said, I've been looking and finding that they've been written up in the mainstream even recently. People gave a nod to them. Yahoo News did. You don't get much more mainstream than those guys. And they seem to be legit. I did give everybody an advisory that there is some video footage that's being used by those outlets from 2016, but it doesn't mean that they're not doing it today. It's just that's what they had available, so stock footage kind of thing. So it is them back when they were helping in California in 2016, but it's not necessarily the current effort, which is legit. The cards confirmed it. So they are indicated by the 10 of Cups, which is family oriented and good outcomes and just very, very wonderful card. Showing also a little more the 3 of Cups again in a non-political, nefarious type of read like this, where we're just asking about it. This is just saying they're gratified by the support they're getting and the notice they're getting and the donations that are helping to take this rescue and relief effort that they started out of the goodness of their heart farther than they ever thought it was going to be possible to do. The recent past, they decided to take some action. We didn't have a yes or no element to the card, so this isn't a hard yes today. This is just saying, you know, they're on it. They're action oriented and they're doing what they said they'd do. The current one, see, they're taking off. Wheel of Fortune, they are going to make a difference. It, like I said, it may end up being a drop in the bucket, but it's a drop that's going to be meaningful to those that receive it. They've got some divine inspiration and protection, and they may need it with the government agencies at play here. The interesting element of the read was the fact that we were told there's a little information that's not being shared with us at this time. And I don't think it has to do with their motives or anything. I think it has to do with the fact that FEMA is trying to discourage citizen relief efforts. And so maybe it has to do with like where they're going to go off-road or their actual, you know, time of departure, that kind of thing. So I didn't get any feeling that it was anything that we had to worry about. Just a little bit of information is being held back, and that's so that they can proceed and do what they're feeling called to do and attempting to do to help their fellow Americans. That's it for this video. I thank you so much for your time and attention and viewership and support. All you do to keep me encouraged in doing what I do. If you'd like to subscribe or like this video, that'd be great. If you are a subscriber, make sure you still are, because you'll find you're frequently unsubscribed and it isn't us that do it. Oh, I just have to laugh. Otherwise I'd get, you know, if you get, it's just the right reaction for these kind of silly games that you play, just like talking in code. Okay, if that's how I have to do it, I'll do it. So until next time, when hopefully we'll have a little more good news and maybe we can get some, get FEMA to get out of what they're doing. Send them home. Thank you. Your services are no longer needed. Go home. I wish you love, light, and everything bright. If you'd like to receive it, it's yours.